My name is Elliot. I live with my girlfriend Danielle. We live in a small town in Connecticut. The worst part about this story is it all really happened. So let me start from the beginning. It all started one night when I went to bed. I fell asleep and woke up in my dream. It isn't unusual for anyone to have a dream. Everybody dreams. But it was a lucid dream. For those of you who are not familiar with lucid dreams are when you know that you are dreaming while you are asleep. It's not actually happening, but the dream feels real. You may even be able to control your actions within the dream. So once awake in my dream, I was walking down a street. I didn't recognize any of my surroundings. But I know I was lucid dreaming. It just felt so real. Whilst walking down the street I was casually staring at people's houses as you do. When I looked up at somebody's bedroom window, I was taken back by what I saw. In one of the top bedroom windows there was a group of people all staring at me. There were a lot of people. A mix between 5 or 6 men, and it looked like a couple of kids at the bottom of the windowsill. They seemed to be all crammed together. Like they all wanted to take a look out the window. The most terrifying part about it was they all had long creepy smiles on their faces. I made sure I walked a little faster as I walked further down the street away from them. They never took their eyes off me once. They just stared at me with those long creepy smiles still across their faces. The dream felt so real and long. But after I saw them, I didn't really remember anything else, and the next thing I know I woke up in my bed. When I woke up, I told my girlfriend Danielle about it. But of course it was just a dream. So she sort of chuckled to herself. The dream was one of those sort of dreams that just unsettled you. But I quickly tried to forget about it and I went about my day. Nighttime came around again. And it wasn't long before I was laid back in my bed ready to go to sleep. It wasn't the best time to start thinking right before bed, but the thought of the group of people I saw in the window in my dream popped back in my head. As I tried to forget those long creepy smiles they had on their faces. 1 hour later I had finally fallen asleep. And was now awake in my dream. It felt real, like another lucid dream, but this time I couldn't seem to control which direction I was walking in. The more I walked, my surroundings quickly started to look familiar. I walked around the corner and I was immediately met with a stroke of terror. It was the same street that had those creepy weirdos in the window. I tried to walk backwards but couldn't. The further I got down the street, I could see the house with the window. The closer I got to the house, I could see the outlines of them. I was back in my nightmare. About 4 yards away I could now see those long creepy smiles on their faces, staring at me. I was terrified. All of a sudden one of them walked out of their front door, and began walking to the gate I was fast approaching. A man from their house was now standing at their front gate. He appeared normal, until he began smiling whilst looking at me. With his long creepy smile he slightly opened his mouth. It looked like he had pointed razor-sharp teeth. I started to panic, desperately trying to walk away. But I had no control over my body. Now at an arm's length away from him. I was terrified. Knowing there was nothing else I could do, I nervously said hello to him. He quickly grabbed me and pulled me to his door. I was screaming, but I still had no control over my body. He then took me in the house. Scanning the house quickly, there wasn't nothing out of the ordinary. But I wanted to have a better chance should I escape. He picked me up and threw me over his shoulder and made his way upstairs with me. I was in absolute disbelief in what was happening. It quickly occurred to me that the group in the window was all upstairs. I was so frightened. Now at the top of the stairs I could see 3 doors. So still carrying me on his shoulder, the man walked to the end of the upstairs landing, to the end door. Upon entering the door, I was met by a bedroom that never had anything in it. Just a bunk bed. The whole group was there, surrounding me. There was more than I first thought. There was about 20 of them, all looking at me with their mouths slightly open. I could see now they all had razor-sharp teeth like the man did at the gate. I was so scared I had tears running down my face. Then luckily, I woke back up in my bed. I told my girlfriend Danielle I had the same dream again. She was of course sympathetic towards me and said we should spend the day together. She said all dreams have meanings behind them. And mine might just be stress related and it will do me some good to get out. So after a lovely day out with Danielle feeding the ducks and walking around the park, It was getting dark, so we headed home. I just didn't want it to be bedtime again, so I drank as much coffee as I could and watched some TV. It was now 2 o'clock in the morning and I was struggling to keep my eyes open. The scariest part that was on my mind was the last time I was in my dream. I was in their bedroom surrounded by them. So after trying to fight going to sleep all night, I had finally fallen asleep. When I opened my eyes, I was staring up at a mattress. I turned my head looking around me. They was all there, surrounding me, just staring at me with the same long creepy smiles on their faces. I didn't know what to do. A couple of them was sat next to me in the bottom bunk of the bunk bed. When all of a sudden majority of them walked out of the bedroom, leaving only 4 of them left with me in the room. The window for some reason was open. I thought about making a run for it, but I didn't know if I had control of my body again. I remembered earlier I wasn't even able to change the direction I was walking. I tried making small talk with one of them, but he just stared at me with a sinister smile. The children I saw in the window when I was outside made me jump. 2 of them dangled down from the top bunk. They seemed to giggle in a very scary tone that just made me feel on edge. I knew I had to get out, so I put my hands on the mattress in front of me and used it to propel me forward. I got to the window in record time. Looking down, I couldn't jump because I was really high, but then I had a thought. If this is a dream, then I will not die. One of them quickly came behind me, and as I jumped I felt one of them grab my t-shirt, and with inches from my face hitting the concrete. I woke up in my bed. I woke up in shock and panicking. My girlfriend quickly calmed me down, reassuring me I was okay. It was just a dream, baby. I tried to explain to her best I could. My girlfriend then says something to me that got me thinking. She says, "Maybe they aren't trying to kill you. Maybe they are trying to keep you there. Like they want you to be one of them." It kind of made sense. They didn't hurt me once. They just surrounded me the whole time. But if it is a lucid dream, why could I not control my direction when walking down their street? Was they controlling me? I told my girlfriend I'm going to go to the toilet. When she says, "Baby, why is the back of your t-shirt missing?" "Oh. What do you mean?" I quickly lifted my t-shirt over my head and had a look. It quickly dawned on me. One of them had tried grabbing me when I jumped out of the window. So if it was just a dream, why is my t-shirt ripped? I was freaked out by the whole thing. My girlfriend's face began to change. "Babe, what's happening?" She started to smile that transformed her face. My entire bedroom changed into their bedroom. I was sat at the bottom of their bunk bed. I never left the dream in the first place. Like a dream within a dream. What looked like my girlfriend only seconds ago was really one of them. I know it was you this whole time, wasn't it? Even at the park. How long have I been here for? All surrounding me, they just looked at me with those long creepy smiles on their faces. All I know is if I escape again, how will I know if it's real? Have I ever escaped? Have I always been here?